guys, and welcome back to Off the Shelf. I am your host, Tim HD, and this time what we found off the shelf was...
I push people beyond what's expected of them. I believe that is an absolute necessity.
I want to be one of the greats. And because I'm doing that, it's going to take up more of my time, and this is why I don't think that we should be together.
Whiplash, directed by Damien Chazelle, and released in 2014. It is a drama about music starring J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller. This film was nominated for several Oscars and won 3. And honestly, this film was spectacular. I loved this film, and it was so engaging, so suspenseful, so amazingly just awesome and well made all the way through. All the characters felt like real people, and it made you, and it had good, the dialogue was really good, the story was amazing, I was really engaged all the way through, and all the decisions that the characters made, I understood, oh man, it's just, J.K. Simmons is fucking amazing, and same things for Miles Teller, this is the best movie I've ever seen J.K. Simmons in. In his performance. This just reminds me, oh yeah, J.K. Simmons is a spectacular actor. And I never doubted that in the first place, but this movie made me feel like, yeah, J.K. Simmons needs to be in more things. You know what I mean? He won an Oscar for this film. That just shows how good he was. He was just so believable as this, ruthless teacher. But again, it makes you kind of feel like you don't know how to feel about him. Because, yeah, he's, really evil and villainous throughout the whole film. But by the end of the film, his whole goal is to turn, Miles Teller, or Andrew, into a legendary musician. And by the end of the film, he does. By the end of the film, Andrew, gets it. He becomes a legendary musician, which is implied at the end, and it's just such an uplifting moment. I thought the ending was going to be, really sad, oh man, Fletcher won, I can't believe it. But then, there's a quote that he says earlier on in the movie, where he says, the real, I think he mentioned a musician, I can't remember who, but, real, legendary musicians, real legends of a generation, they would never get, discouraged. They would never give up. Because that's what made them, that's where they are where they were. Because they never gave up. Even in their lowest points, they would still never give up. They would always try. They would always get back up and put up a fight. And Andrew did that, and it was just such a, yes. It made you feel so good because you cared about him, right? He was so well written. He felt like a real person. The whole movie, just, you rooted for him. You wanted him to, fulfill his dream, become a legend, become the best of all, to become the greatest drummer of all time. And he did it. And it just felt so good. And by the end of the movie, I was like, fuck yes. This is a great-ass movie. Probably the greatest movie I've ever seen about music. I don't think I've ever seen any other movie about music that is as good as this. And goddamn, this, And I love how it all started because he lost the folder. Because he lost the damn folder. And if he didn't lose that folder, I don't know if he even would have been where he ended up at the end of the movie. And I really like how the movie kind of represents how, the smallest of things can get you into the biggest of places. I really like that. And, oh man, it was just, I love this film. I don't think there was one thing I didn't like about it. Except for maybe, where the hell did the folder go? Like, what happened to the folder? Like, I'm still thinking about it, like, who took the folder? Or did, like, yeah, it must have been somebody took the folder, but who took the folder? I just had an epiphany. Or a mysterious voice off camera just told me that maybe Fletcher took the folder and it was all planned from the beginning. He was planning on Andrew becoming a legendary musician because he saw something in him. That makes it all the much better that Fletcher could have stole the folder. Oh, that is so good. And honestly, like, at some point you think you hate Fletcher, but, like, I think by the end of the movie you see that his plan really comes into fruition. Like, he didn't want to destroy Andrew. He wanted to rise him up to the ranks of legendary. He wanted him to become a generational drummer, a legend. And even though he is ruthless and he's not pulling any punches, it does work. His plan works, and Andrew never gives up. He comes back, because at the end of the movie, Andrew comes across Fletcher again after he gets Fletcher out of, like, the school, like, the music band that he was in. He kicked him out. They kicked him out after, like, he got sued. And then he's making a band, and he invites Andrew back onto a band. He invites him to a band, and he's the drummer. And before it all starts, he goes and he says, I know it was you. You think I'm a fucking idiot? And he gets him off his game, and then he plays a new song that he's never heard. And then he slips him up, and it looks like Andrew's gonna leave after he, like, gets embarrassed and he doesn't know what to do. But then he comes back, and he doesn't give up. And he does the greatest drum solo in history. And it just feels so good, and it just is such a good ending. And you can see how Fletcher is, like, moving that this is what he wanted. And he knew that Andrew had it in him, and he did. And I could see he was proud. He was proud of Andrew. And it just felt so good. It was such a good ending. And it just ended after the song ended, because what other story is there to tell? I don't think it would have been a good ending to see him getting all the fame and, like, him becoming famous, because that would have just been a little ham-fisted, I think it's better to, like, let you figure out, like, how Andrew got his fame and, like, where he went as a legendary drummer. I think that's great. And this film is fucking spectacular. I would highly recommend this to anybody. You don't even need to be a fan of, like, you don't need to be even, like, a film guy or, like, being super into films. If you just are, like, a casual watcher, this film is not that slow moving. It's not that long. This film is just engaging, even for casual watchers. This film is fantastic, and you need to watch it right now. Go, like, watch it on a streaming service. Buy a Blu-ray, a DVD, whatever, a VHS. Probably wasn't released on VHS, but maybe there's bootlegs. I don't know. Watch it on something, because this film is amazing, and I highly recommend it to anyone. And I would rate this film a 9 out of 10. I don't give this out very often, but I love this film so much, I'm putting it in the 9 out of 10 club. Fucking love this film, and that's enough said. It's just amazing. Amazing. And, I've said what I need to say. Go watch this film if you haven't already. So, guys, hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, share with your friends if you liked it. Comment down below on how much you liked the video, and I've been running Team HD, signing out. See you in the next video.